This is a tutorial to show you how to make instant red buttercream. So I have got some xanthan gum there, and I am adding about 3/4 of an eighth of a teaspoon of xanthan gum to my icing sugar. Then I am using a heaped half teaspoon of Saraceno red. Now I've put that on the top. I'm going to put it into the microwave for about 15 seconds, just in case it smokes. And then I am just going to give that a stir up so it's all incorporated. And then we are going to pop it back in for about another 30 seconds. Now, depending on how hard your butter is, you might have to put this in and out of the microwave until it all becomes completely liquid. Okay, so now I'm happy. That is all liquefied. So I am now going to add the icing sugar bit by bit. Now, the reason we're adding the icing sugar bit by bit is because we're going to stop that from going lumpy. We're going to add it. It'll become like a paste, and we'll add it slowly so that it doesn't get those lumps and it's all just completely smooth. Now, the reason for the xanthan gum that I have added there is because that is an emulsifier, which basically means that because that is melted butter, it pulls all the bits in together. Now, if you add too much, this buttercream will become really gummy. So please make sure that you only stick to the guidelines of the 3/4 of an eighth of a teaspoon. This will separate slightly, but not as much as it would have done without that xanthan gum. So it is quite an important ingredient in this. So as you can see, this is all coming together really, really well, and I'm giving it a really good stir. Now, the reason we're doing all this by hand is because the mixer puts too much air into the buttercream, and it also then reduces the colour, making it come back in a really long period of time. It takes a while for that colour to enhance. Now, I've added my vanilla just then, and it's still stirring around and around. Now, I've used Saraceno for this, and it's absolutely brilliant, the Saraceno gel colour. It works instantly. Now, you can try with the Sugar Flare Red, that's extra, Sugar Flare Red Extra. That should work too, but I know that at 100% this Saraceno does work. So once you're happy there that it's pretty lump-free, pop some cling film over the top, making sure that you do touch the top of the buttercream, and pop that into the freezer for 5 minutes. Only 5 minutes. I left this in for 10, and look, it's still a little bit hard. You can see where it's separated. So all we're going to do is we're just using the back of a spoon just to push some of that separation back in, just incorporating it back through into that buttercream. So again, pop it into the freezer only for 5 minutes so that then you can mix it together. I had to leave mine there on the side for about 15 minutes because it was just a little bit too hard. Right, this is exactly the right consistency. Pop it straight into the bowl. Now we're going to be using the paddle attachment for this, and I normally speed my tutorials up slightly, but when I turn the mixer on, you'll see that I keep it at real time, and I want you to see how slow this mixer is on. It is on the lowest you can possibly get there. So you're going to let that go round for about 2 minutes. That is really important this stage. You don't do it by hand. You really need the paddle attachment. I've got the cream and paddle. If you haven't, don't worry. It just needs that smoothing out, and it really is a vital stage to this process. Okay, so I'm happy. I am now going to pop this into a bowl, and only the amount that I'm going to show you how to use. So I'm giving it a little bit of a stir around, some into the bowl there. And then we're just going to move that about and go over top of it and just smoothing it, making sure there are no lumps in there at all, which there shouldn't be if you'd have stirred it all through properly in the beginning. Okay, that is my nozzle. I'm using a 1M, and this is what I am using to show you here. Right, see, backwards and forwards, and also look how smooth that is. Wow, look at it. Smoothing a cake with this Connor's buttercream is beautiful. So that's what we're using here. This is Connor's buttercream with instant red. So there we are. Pop it in. And then I'm using dummy cupcakes here. And on the top of those, I'm just going to do the Mr. Whippy. That's what I call it. So all the way around, because it looks like a 99 ice cream. That is all the way up. And look how smooth that is. Stunning, and the colour is just unbelievable. Let's go in with a rosette. Just showing you 2 really quick techniques of how you can use this. And look, it is just absolutely flawless. For more information, have a look on the website bakingwithginnyandjoe.com.